my god. Who cares about Nemesis? RE4 remake. So as I think I was saying, as mentioned before, when the RE4 remake was first announced, so this is post some more reveals in like October and Thursday, in case you're watching this in the future, pre-release. As I think I mentioned before, when RE4 remake was announced, I did not particularly care about it. I was kind of upset actually, because RE4 is like the most perfect game ever to me. Yeah, I know the pacing can be a little... The island drags a bit, and maybe the castle you board. I don't like some parts too, but RE4 to me is just, like perfect. That and Super Metroid, I believe, are the two most perfect games ever made that like are of a certain complexity, not counting like single screen arcade games or something super short or like Tetris, stuff like that. Oh, I think I gotta pick up all this ammo again. That's good, it gives me more time to talk. So, I forgot that's where I saved. So, man, RE4 Remake looks incredible now. I've completely flipped. I was like, when it was announced, I was like, man, this is unnecessary. Just kind of a waste of resources rather than do something new or different. And then when it was first revealed, I don't remember how long ago that was, I was like, okay, this will probably be really good. Because one, it's RE4, it's hard to screw up. Two, Capcom's just been on fire recently. So like, I'm sure it'll be great, but I'm still not really like into the idea. But now I'm just like super excited for it. It looks so good. And one big issue with remakes is kind of like overriding the original. Like the original wouldn't have its place in history anymore. People would just not play it anymore, usually because of access. But luckily for us, Resident Evil 4 is like the most ported game of all time. Literally playable on everything. I literally just had the VR version come out this year. So like, I don't. Oh, I do need to light it first. Like Silent Hill 2 remake was just announced, and Silent Hill 2 is basically unplayable. I mean, yeah, you can emulate it very easily, and there was an excellent fan-made mod, like Enhanced Edition released. It's apparently incredibly simple to get running, but like that's only if you are a PC gamer. If not, your only options are a terrible HD collection that isn't even on modern consoles or last-gen consoles. It's locked to 360 and PS3, and that version sucks and is kind of unplayable. So you have that, or the original PS2 disc, which now costs a ton of money. Like, I think before maybe it was like 40, 50 bucks, and then now with the explosion of the past few years of retro games, I don't really know if you could get that for under 100. So like Silent Hill 2 is kind of, the original is kind of lost to time now. Which is unfortunate. But Resident Evil 4 does not have that problem, thank God. Does not have that problem in the slightest. And then, is there another big remake? What's on the topic of remakes? I remember I had a big remake thing going in here. But I gotta beat this worm first before I can focus. Oh yeah, I just think people who want like a Metal Gear Solid remake are really stupid. That's what I wanted to say. I don't think people actually have thought about what that would entail. And you can't just slap Metal Gear Solid 5 gameplay onto Solid Snake and Shadow Moses and have it work out. Like, Metal Gear Solid 1 is such a small game. With the top-down camera, it would not work. Like, I don't understand why people want that. My ideal Metal Gear Solid remake would just be top-down camera, like play the same. Enhanced like stealth with like hiding and dragging bodies like MGS2, but no first-person aiming. And mainly just put a bunch of new rooms into like this 2. Or not this 2. Like post-torture, because there's hardly any stealth in that game. Like, yeah, just give me like 7 more stealth rooms and make Shadow Moses slightly bigger. That's all I can want. And I feel like if a remake like that released, people would be very upset and not like it. So yeah, I think, like, I don't know. I do know. I just can't remember what I've said before. Oh yeah, so I got the latest 4th round COVID booster yesterday. It's not feeling great this morning, but I think I can power through and record tonight. But I just did it, as a form of role playing. Since Jill has antibodies in her bodies to fight the deadly virus, I thought I should do the same. If she could escape Raccoon City, I could stream for like 30 minutes. All right, so I think I see the poll. So I think I just got eaten like instantly last time. Okay, at least I got him down. Let's see if I can get around here now. That. Wow, 1 hit. Yeah, that's the most. That does like 60% of your health, I think. So I was yellow and caution. I remember this being annoying. Like, I don't even know if I actually did this in my first playthrough, if it's just something I read about later. Can I examine them? No, I cannot. I don't really want to fall in the water while I'm right here. Alright, these don't actually look electrified. Like, maybe that first one was on the right? Maybe let's do this old-fashioned way. Grenade bounce. If I die this time. Just double check the controls. Switch target is L. That's what I'm trying to do. But dude, knife parrying Chainsaw Man. Oh my god, it's so cool. Man, how do you do this? This is not good. I'm okay with dying and bringing a grenade launcher. Just this light switch thing. This pole trick is not working out for me. Oh. Maybe you have to damage him first, and then you can do this? Oh, well I was close there. Alright. I'm gonna bring the grenade launcher and see if that helps this time. Alright, I can talk about RE4 now. So, I was pleasantly surprised with how many areas looked one-to-one. Like, obviously, the iconic village raid sequence looked identical, which is very good, because it's one of the most, like, iconic levels, things in, like, all the video games to me. But I saw other areas that I can't remember right now, but maybe when I was watching the trailers, be like, oh, okay, this looks exactly the same. Like the church where Ashley's held, that looked the same. I don't remember what else. I think what I want from the RE4 remake is for the village part to be pretty much the same. Not 100%, but like 90% the same or whatever. I don't want to say. Because to me, the village is just like paced to perfection. And it's like the best part of the best game ever made. Just unbelievably good. Also, I see a first aid spray than I noticed before. So that should be pretty much the same. And then I would not mind if they mix things up for the island and the castle some. I mean, I still love the castle in the original. And it's not like the island's in any way bad. It's just a little draining. You're kind of like, I kind of want this to be over before it actually is. There's still some good areas in it. Just maybe it could be paced a little better. Also, I saw where Shinji Mikami apparently said, oh, dang it, I forgot about the first aid spray I picked up. That he wrote the original story in like 3 weeks, which is very believable, and hopes they improve upon it. So yeah, I would not mind. I'd be very okay with like major story or cutscene changes. So how many grenade rounds do I have? Can I put those all in at once? I feel like I can. Oh, I had freeze rounds in there. I did not want to waste those on this wire. Glad I checked. I know a decent amount of the cutscenes look different that they showed off, so I'm assuming they'll do some different story stuff. I also like the, I don't know, theory, but with like the knife parrying, expanded knife stuff, that the Krauser QT boss fight that I love might be like an actual gameplay thing now. That'd be really cool. And then yeah, knife durability. Dang it, I forgot the stupid lighter. Is what might be what I'm most interested by, because honestly, the original RE4 you can break fairly easily once you know to just shoot a dude in the leg and then knife him until he stops moving. Like, I'll probably take you, I'll play through at least one playthrough to like get comfortable doing that. So like the first experience is still great, but the game becomes a little easy. It's kind of out of spot for me where like I beat him professional I think twice, but normal's still my preferred. But it's also just at this point because I played it like 10 times minimum. A little too easy on normal. So the knife durability I'm excited by. I don't know how to feel about being able to buy ammo from the merchant. I kind of like that you couldn't, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Could you buy ammo? I think you could buy ammo in Village, though I never did out of principle, but I don't remember for certain. But yeah, RE4 Remake looks incredible now. My most anticipated games are Like a Dragon Initiate and Resident Evil 4 Remake. Not really interested in anything new. And I think this come out pretty close together. But yeah, RE4 Remake, I went from don't want this to be a thing to accepting it's a thing, but not excited, to being kind of excited because I'm sure it'll be really good, but still not really into it, to just being like all the way into it. Though if any dumb people try to claim the original RE4 is dated, I'm gonna be mad. Yeah, Kyuzu Kiwami, interesting remakes too, I guess, because
I'm quite impressed.
like RE4 in no way needed a remake, but I guess if you can make something incredible based off it, why not? Like Yakuza Kiwami, I guess remakes in general, I think people want too many of, and they don't make sense. Yakuza Kiwami is interesting because it was needed because the original two PS2 games were out of print and super expensive, and then the first game was ruined with a terrible dub. And translation, I think, is the bigger problem. Might be dead. Oh, I didn't get hit? Wow, if I heard 9 shots already, and that didn't do anything, I'm not sure if I was hitting him. Maybe you hit him in the mouth or something. I'm so sick of this war. Oh, nice dodge kill. I think I whiffed there. Alright, I'm gonna focus up and talk about remakes later as a whole concept. Still got some ammo. Or health, I mean. Yeah, I don't really understand what to do, if I'm being honest. Do you just have to like wait it out? It's a timer thing for him doing something to get this electricity going? The lights? Burn with your shotgun shells. I think I wasted most of my grenade rounds, honestly. Walked right into that. It's a satisfying sound. I think I'm doing some good damage. I feel like that's a timer thing. Alright, I'm fine. Oh, step. Is he dumb enough? Okay, he is dumb enough to just go and do it himself. Alright. I probably did that terribly. I think you should probably just wait for that to happen. And I probably did not need to use all my grenade rounds. But whatever. He's dead. For good this time. I didn't actually fight him before. Yes, I will. Okay, so we just leaving the park now? Yeah, I got that key to the graveyard. It's been a while since I played. Hopefully this is the correct way, which I assume it is, because we can go back up any other way. Yeah, so RE4 Remake was originally worked on by Take-Two, I think. That's what they're called, who did RE3 Remake. So maybe I should stop blaming Capcom for RE3 Remake when they didn't. The people who did 2 didn't do 3. But then apparently Capcom was unhappy. Either they're unhappy with the quality or just Take-Two was making it too faithful to the original and Capcom wanted to mix it up some more. It's a little unclear. But anyway, RE4 Remake is now an internal Capcom project with many people who did RE2 Remake. So that's why I have so much faith in it now. Because Capcom's been on fire. Oh, nice. So rare to get a headshot with the handgun in these games, I feel like. I was gonna say, where's this? Is this where I came from with like the pier and the hunters? Or is this the right way? It's hard to tell on the map. Okay, it's the right way, but also with the pier ladders. Okay, the only thing I want for RE4 Remake is to have an option to play with the jacket for the whole game. Because based on the cutscenes they showed, it looks like Leon loses the jacket at the same point in the story, which is like 20 minutes in the game. I'm still upset about that. That's all I've ever wanted from all the ports of RE4s. Let me wear the jacket for longer. In an ideal world, I think you would lose it in the fight with the village chief. It should just like catch on fire there, then he takes it off. That would give the players some extra motivation to fight this boss because he took away her sweet jacket. Because the jacket's so cool. Okay. Oh, yes. I looked up this live selection because this one massively influences the ending. So it seems weird to me, but the one with the cooler and more canon ending is Jump Off. You don't really want to push Nemesis off. I mean, it doesn't really matter if like progress in the game or anything, but I think I pushed in my first playthrough, so now I will jump, because that leads to the better ending. Oh, okay. That looked weird. That did not look like it was on the same level to me. I still need to talk about the original RE4 development at some point, because I cut all that out, because I kept dying to the worm. And I need to talk about remakes, too much going on. Climb, okay. Well, now I'm curious what's down there. I think I'm going to turn around. Okay, so I know. That's a save room. But there's on the door here. I don't know whether I want to go back for that or not. Alright, let's loot first. I have 1 million ink ribbons, and hate that worm, so I'm going to save. Okay, so I know my audience of 10 people, whoever, is full of very smart and attractive and intelligent people. So I know you guys know this already, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. So, you know about how RE4 had such interesting development, like all the different canceled versions? I remember reading a really interesting article back in the day that I thought was on Rely on Horror website, but I couldn't find it anywhere when I checked there out, and I cannot find this article again, so I wasn't able to actually read it. But I was doing just more general research on RE4. So, because for those of you who don't know, there was like 3-ish, depends on how you define it, versions of RE4 that were canceled before we got the one we know and love. That also, you know, kind of minimized the connections to the series. So I'm going to read this letter first. Okay, so we're just kidnapping random civilians now to experiment. Cool. That sounds useful for later. This looks like a puzzle. Okay. Alright. Well, anyway. So the first version of RE4 is called kind of like the castle version, which obviously they were able to reuse some because the castle is very prominent in Resident Evil 4. I want to make some more gunpowder too. This version, the story was, which they took inspiration from for RE5 Lost to Nightmares, was Leon would be infiltrating a castle run by or owned by Orswell E. Spencer, and he would get, which they reused for Lost to Nightmares sections, and he was supposed to be investigating the origins of the progenitor virus, the thing that causes people to turn zombies in the first place. And that was the general story, and that version still had fixed cameras, though more dynamic, like kind of like Code Veronica, and it did have the over-the-shoulder aiming though, so you would switch to like the classic RE4 aiming whenever you aimed. That version honestly looked really interesting, but eventually, I don't really know, can't remember exactly why, but it kind of turned into this hallucination version, which is more famous. I don't know what that means, but okay. Where Leon be infected by a virus and like start hallucinating enemies and weird things going on, and that's called a hallucination or a Hookman version, because the most prominent enemy was like the seemingly invincible guy with the giant hook for a hand. Because they wanted to do something different and make it more supernatural, like Silent Hill. This looks horrendous. To buy time, I'm gonna go. I don't want to think right now, so I'm gonna go explore that door I didn't explore. Is this like Morse code? What is this? No. Maybe I have to do this to check out that area, actually, now that I think about it. Anyway. This version had like... This version was cancelled because what they wanted to do was have like every area, you have like your normal areas, and then at random points Leon would start hallucinating and the game would get like a blue tint and all this weird stuff would happening. So to do that, they had to make like 2 versions of every room and be ready to load one at a moment's notice. And that took basically all of the GameCube's RAM to be able to do.
Rescuing you is becoming a full-time job.
Thanks, Carlos. I owe you.
Listen closely, Jill. They're going to launch a missile directly into the city as soon as day breaks.
At dawn? But that's only...
I know. We don't have much time left.
Where did you learn this?
We have to split up and find a way out of here. And hey, watch out for that traitor Nikolai.
I don't know how Carlos knows that. Also, I don't think we have a radio to stay in contact like we did in Remake or Resident Evil 2. Maybe this is just the alternate way into the factory if you push Nemesis off. I remember that changes pretty heavily. And that scene with Carlos doesn't happen. That's the first barrel I've used correctly this whole game. Anyway, so I would have had to make like 2 versions of every room, and with the amount of RAM that took to be able to load it on its notice, there wasn't any left over for like actual enemies, which is why the Hookman became a thing, because they could only had enough power for like 1 enemy. So that it was canceled for that reason. Also, it seemed more of like a cool idea, which it was, than not nice, than necessarily like a fully fleshed out game scenario. The castle version was way more developed, and I remembered why that one was canceled. Partly because, guess what I figured. So, like an early version of Ouroboros from Resident Evil 5 was there as well, like the black tentacle stuff. And apparently, to like get that looking good on GameCube hardware was both very difficult and just really super expensive. So they kind of cut that out, I guess. Seems a little weird to cancel the whole game just because of that. I feel like it'd be easier to take out the tentacles than dump everything. But that version did look really cool. It's like a cool airship and a cool castle. Leon still got the cool jacket. That scenario, like story-wise, is very developed actually. There was like Leon, like Wesker's forces from Code Veronica, HCF, was involved. It was written by the same dude who wrote Code Veronica. Oh, dang it. Can't believe I had to reload. Alright. I have so much, I thought I equipped the handgun. Oops. So much ammo for both. I don't believe you're dead. And then they did one more version with like zombies again that apparently they didn't get very far in development. Like nothing's ever known about that one. But then they were just like, okay, if we want to... Shinji Mikami particularly, I think, wanted to just like change everything and make a completely different experience in the Resident Evil game, which is how we got the 4 we ended up getting. But like, yeah, like Resident Evil 4 is literally the best, so I'm not upset in any way. But the airship version did look pretty cool. There's trailers that exist of it that once I forget, I'll post links to in the description of that in the Hookman hallucination version. Oh, I didn't even mention Devil May Cry, because that's a well-known thing too, is that Devil May Cry was really supposed to be a Resident Evil game, which technically is the 4th one. That's also like a version of actual Resident Evil 4, but Hideki Kamiya, who directed Resident Evil 2, is supposed to direct another Resident Evil game, but during development, he wanted to make it like cooler, more action-based. I think the main character is supposed to be Tony Redgrave, man with like supernatural enhanced biotech abilities. Oh hey.
Nikolai?
And Shinji Mikami advised him that it was too much of a departure from Resident Evil / would be better as its own thing. So that's why I turned to Devil May Cry. But that version they also researched a castle for, obviously. Okay, this is where you enter, I guess, if you push Nemesis off. And why don't you change with Nikolai too? I'll look that up and read that during the ending of this game. Oh man. That's fine. So we got RE4, we got Devil May Cry, then there was the castle version, then there was the hallucination version, then there was the canceled zombie version, then we got the one we know and love. Which what I found interesting was Leon still had the same voice actor, and like I recognize his grunts obviously in the 2003 demo for the castle version. Or the hallucination version. I think it was 2003 is the point. And like RE4 didn't come out until 2005, and apparently the main game, that game recording took place over like 3 sessions over a few months or something. But like I doubt, obviously they didn't do any like cutscene work for the castle version. I think the numbers say like estimate of 40% complete or something. But I just wonder, I don't know. Does anybody? I need to look up more Paul Mercier interviews. That's RE4 voice actor. Like, I wonder how much of stuff he did for the cancel versions. Did he just like bring him into the studio to do like grunts and gameplay stuff, and then like 2 years later have him actually record the real RE4? Like, I don't know. I don't really know how that works. God, I have just these mouse name. I'm gonna have to take care of all this in between recordings. I wish they didn't really blow the that Spencer virus progenitor stuff in RE5. I mean, it was in Lost in Nightmare specifically. I'm fine with the actual RE5. They changed it because it was like a castle in Europe in the cancel version of RE4. Instead, it's just like a planet in Africa. In the real RE5. But it seemed like it was a very good idea for a Resident Evil game. I see something shining here, right? Yeah, there totally is. There we go. There we go. Is this a actual diary? Yeah. Dude, just stop showing up to work at this point. Oh, this is sad. Well, sucks to be him, to quote Leon. I think I will save, but I don't think I went to the store yet. Oh, we gotta turn off some valves. I feel like this might be... No, I'm thinking I've already won. He's green? Ah, oh, dang it. I thought they didn't look green. Boo. Alright, let's come back here to the card reader. Come back here, Dead Factory, 2nd floor with card reader, just in case I forget. Okay. Yeah, I hope you learned something about our Resident Evil 4, and I'm very excited for a remake now. Though the original, I'm sure I will still play many, many times in the years to come, even post-remake gets released. Because that's what I hate most about remakes, is originals getting overwritten in history and not be able to access easily, but luckily Resident Evil 4 does not have that problem. Alright. I didn't really think about Nemesis at all during this session, so I will save and then think some more and clean up my inventory. We should be getting fairly close. The factory is the last area of the game, so I don't know how long this will take. I probably won't finish tonight, but I could.